Hello and welcome to Rain's Kitchen and Garden. My name is Rain. Today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious croutons. After I bake these croutons, I let them cool a little bit and I store them in a paper bag. They last a couple of days, but they're best eaten right away because there are no preservatives in them. So why don't I show you how to make them? One of the reasons that I buy store-bought sliced white bread is to make croutons. And I've got about a half a loaf here. Just regular sliced bread that you'd get at the grocery store. And I'm going to slice it up and I'm going to put it into this bowl. I'm going to cut it into small squares. And I'll tell you a little tip here. It's easier to cut if it's slightly frozen. So basically I cut it into little squares like this. And I'm going to toss that into my bowl here. And I'm going to do that with all of them. And I think I can do 2 at a time. Now I'm going to season my bread. I have my latex gloves on because I just find it easier to mix everything with my hands rather than putting a spatula in. And normally I would put this in a much larger bowl, but for the purposes of this video I wanted you to see it well. So I've got some extra light tasting olive oil here. I'm just going to pour some on. I am free pouring. I want the bread pieces to be all coated by the olive oil, but not necessarily soaking. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt. I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon-ish. And I'm going to sprinkle on some dried oregano. Again, this is all up to you how much you'd like to put in there. So I'm going to mix all that up without dropping it all over the place. Like I said, I want everything to be coated, but not soaking. And this is much easier if you have a bigger bowl. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. A little bit. Doesn't look like a little bit, does it? Maybe a little more salt and a little more oregano. I really want this to be flavorful. I think that should be enough. And you don't have to just use oregano. You can make all sorts of flavors with your croutons. You could add a little bit of tomato sauce with some basil. That would be nice. A nice little snack. You can put garlic powder for Caesar salad croutons. You can even put cumin for some Mexican style croutons and some hot sauce. You can experiment with these. And really it's not that expensive with the store-bought bread. And I find they really do taste well. So the next step, trying not to get oil all over my things, I've preheated my oven to 350. And now I've got just a regular pan. Got some bread pieces on there. Hold on. No, that's oregano. I guess I spilled some oregano on the pan before. What you're going to do is just turn your croutons out onto the pan. And if you have a lot, you might have to use 2 pans. And just spread those out. I don't mind if they pile up a little bit because I have a tiny little oven and I can't fit 2 pans in there at the same time on the same rack. So I just kind of pile them up a little bit. And I'm going to put these into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, tossing them halfway through. At the 10-minute mark, I'm tossing these over. Now, I don't mind the heat, but please be careful and don't burn yourself. Use the appropriate tools and oven mitts. Okay, I just find it easier to do it this way. And my hands are used to the heat, so Now I am going to put this back into the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on them because I don't want them to burn. So the croutons are done. Wasn't that easy? Mine actually took 30 minutes in the oven because I put a lot on the pan. I was just being lazy. I didn't feel like washing a second pan, but don't overload them if you want them to be done within 15 to 20 minutes. I don't think it makes a difference. I mean, look at this. It's nicely cooked. A little bit of oregano and olive oil on each one. These are great for snacking, for salads, to put on top of soups. They're just easy to make and not very expensive. I hope that you enjoyed this video, my friends, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. I love to read comments, and I do reply to them. So until next time on Rain's Kitchen and Garden, bye! Mmm.